Okay, well, congratulations, first of all.
Thank
This
you.
movie was amazing. I got chills watching it. I watched it this morning,
Oh,
and
good.
probably still have them. You know, it's hot in this room. I
Yeah,
still have chills.
good.
It was the first film purchased by Sundance. What was your reaction to knowing
I mean, I was there. You know, we had the old school Sundance experience, the kind you heard about in the '90s, where you premiere opening night and you have a bidding war and you shake hands at dawn with, Harvey Weinstein or his company. So it was the kind of thing that I didn't. It doesn't happen that much anymore, and it's incredible for us. We didn't know how people were going to react, and you work on a film, in a dark room for 2 years, and then you suddenly show it to an audience for the first time for 1,000 people, and you hope it's going to work out right. And we got so much love back from the audience, and having our singers be there, and they hadn't seen the film before. It was so emotional, and it was just great, and it hasn't stopped since.
Right. And
Yeah.
so, how did you find these singers? Because each one of them was so unique and so charismatic. Did you have to audition kind of singers for this role?
Yeah, I mean, when we started the film, my producer Gil Friesen said he wanted to make a film about backup singers, and I said that's a really interesting idea. What about them? What's the idea? What's the film? And he said that's your job to figure out. And there was no place to start. I mean, there were no books, there was no map whatsoever for what the film would be. So the only way to do it was to do 50 or 60 interviews with backup singers. That's the first thing I did, was to just figure out what the whole world was and who these people were. And there were people that just stuck with me. And those are the people who ended up being kind of the center of the film. People who are incredibly talented and who really all could be stars. Everybody in our film easily could have been a big star. And, some people just didn't have the luck, they didn't have the hit, they didn't have the whatever. And so it's about these people then kind of making peace with the kind of life they ended up with rather than the life they necessarily dreamt of having.
Right, exactly. Was it surreal, kind of, because all these songs are so classic, and you hear these background singers don't really put a face to a voice. Was it surreal, kind of meeting these people for the first time?
It was great. I mean, there was no, I knew certain people were legendary backup singers, but I didn't know what that means, and I didn't even know what their discography was. And still, to this day, hanging out with these ladies, they'll say, "Oh yeah, well, we'll hear a song. We'll be in the car, or in the, in an elevator." And I said, "Oh yeah, that's me singing." I said, "You sang on 'Love the One You're With,' or you sang on 'Staying Alive'? Like, who knew?"